Oh, good night, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Um, I didn't pop one yesterday because I'm so exhausted because, my play is coming up and there's a lot going on and I was just too exhausted. But today I'm popped in for a few minutes to share with you something that I think would be beneficial for you, for your students, with the part three, the literary the text analysis response part three, and this is what it looks like on the English regions. Oh, I think it looks kind of backwards. Oh my goodness. I don't know how else to make you see it the proper. Anyway, this is what the part three looks like, but I don't know what it looks like on your end, but when I'm looking at it, it looks kind of wonky and crazy. Let me see what happens if I turn it upside down. You'll have to turn your computer upside down because I don't know, guys. I'm doing the best I can. All right. So apparently this is not happening. But this is a part three, the text analysis response. All right. So anyway, whatever. That's part three. And so I'm giving you a strategy that I use with my own students when I was helping them out, the students who got hundreds and 90s and 80s. And I use tales, fairy tales and different tales. So I'm going to suggest this. I don't know if you could see this. Well, anyway, let me just tell you. Go to worldoftales.com. So what I'm recommending is that you have your students use these tales because there's so many of them here. Have them use the tales as the text because this here refers to the text provided. So let's pretend that these tales are the text provided. So let's say your oh my god, excuse me, guy. So let's pretend that these tales are the text provided, right? So at least 5 times a week, you'll have your students pick out a tale each day for 5 times a week. And then what you'll have them do is you'll have them read the tale and come up with the central idea. The central idea is there could be more than one central idea, but have them come up with a central idea based on what they have read in the tale. All right. So I'm gonna pick. Oh geez, I don't know what just happened. It just vanished. Let me go back to Google. Okay. So I found. Here's a tale I found: The Monk and the Student. Chinese. It's a Chinese folk tale. So I'm gonna read it. In one school, the teacher was a monk. Oh my goodness, I'm having problems seeing this. I might be stumbling over my words because it's like fine print kind of. In one school, the teacher was a monk. Most of all, he loved to have a snack and a nap afterwards. Every time before the lessons, he ate so much that he could barely move. Soon after the beginning of the lessons, he always took a nap and slept until the bell for the end of the lessons sounded. The son of a poor villager was a student in the same school. His name was Lee. One time, Lee asked the monk, "Teacher, may I ask you why do you sleep in all our lessons?" "My friend," replied the monk without any embarrassment, "it just seems that way. During these minutes, I meet with Buddha and listen to his wise words. That's why I try to sleep as much as I can." One time, Lee took care of his sick father during the night and fell asleep at school in the morning. He slept so deeply that he didn't hear the bell, which woke the monk. When the monk saw the sleeping boy, he got very angry, took Lee by the ear, and started screaming. "Ah, you little weasel, how dare you fall asleep in my class?" "Teacher," said Lee, "it just seemed that I slept. I was with Buddha and listened to his wise words." "And what did the all powerful Buddha say to you?" "The all powerful Buddha told me, 'Never in my life have I seen your teacher.'" This is hilarious. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. All right. So there are a few possibilities. We're calling this tale a text. So there are a few possibilities of a central idea. So Um, one central idea could be like some. Let me see. I'm trying to. It has something to do with being deceitful. It's not good to be deceitful, for instance. So let's say being deceitful is not a good thing. I'm just keeping it simple, guys. So let's say the central idea is being deceitful is not a good thing. Being deceitful to children is not a good thing, right? So let's say that's what it is. So here in this whole tale that I just read, you're going to identify a literary device to support the central idea. So we know there are so many literary devices: characterization, theme, motif, character, protagonist, antagonist, um, tone, mood. There are quite a few literary devices you can choose from. But because this tale refers to two people, we could say characterization, right? So you could characterize the student as being very, very wise, and that you could characterize the teacher as being very deceptive. And you could find evidence in here to support that, right? So you would tie in whatever it is, if it's characterization. So the central idea is it's not good to be deceptive to children. And then you'll say, for example, or however you want to term it, well, you could call the teacher the antagonist. The antagonist in this text has lied to a student concerning what he was really about in the classroom. And then you could pull out the examples which show that he lied to the student. And then you could say, and the protagonist, even though he was a small child, was able to identify that this teacher, that the antagonist was a liar. And then you pull out the example from there to show it. Well, I'm keeping it short and simple. And you know why? So you could get the point and do it on your own. But that's how you go about doing this part three, text analysis response. And I strongly recommend that you use these tales, and you'll find it on worldoftales.com. And since it's not a lot to read, you know, you can utilize this to your advantage and develop the sense of how to go about responding to your part three text analysis response. Now, I hope that made sense to you, everyone out there. And if it didn't, feel free to text me and ask me for clarification if you're unclear about anything. And I wrote in the description, also visit my website and buy some cool merch. And I also wrote in the description the where you can purchase tickets to come to see my play Destiny in the Ground on Eventbrite. If you are in the tri-state area, and the shows are December 7th, 8th, and 9th, and I hope to see you there. And if you happen to show up, just make a shout out to me that you're my YouTube friend. Okay? So I'll see you when I see you. I'm hopping off now because I have a lot going on. So you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and be safe. Okay? Bye.